Line what he and his co-accused are alleged to have done.
Well, just looking at the Omotoso case, it has been quite a lengthy, bail application process, court process, and now it's been 18 months, a year and a half. We're finally getting to the trial of Omotoso and his co-accused. But just looking at what happened in court today, we saw Judge Mandela Makahula, dismissing the defense's application there to have those charges, those 63 charges, dropped with regards to the charges against Omotoso and his co-accused, and the defense advocate Peter Doberman coming out saying that you simply cannot have an indictment, you simply cannot have a charge sheet that has all these alleged charges against Omotoso, but you don't have an accurate place, you don't have times, you don't have locations. So this is what the defense was actually coming out saying in court today, saying that, you cannot have an indictment and not, avail the correct timing, date, places that these alleged offences took place. And the state, Ngeba and Telwa, the state prosecutor, saying that, they do have they do have that information, they do have the place, the time, and the locations where all these offences took place, and they will furnish the defence with that, at the next court proceeding that will happen tomorrow. But the defence really coming out full force in the first trial date, trying to unsettle the state there and trying to get those 63 charges against Omotoso dropped. But also looking at the case, we've seen the Jesus Dominion International Church, congregants of Omotoso, coming out and saying that, the man who they hail daddy, the man who they believe is a spiritual leader, could not have committed these crimes against the witnesses who have come out saying that Omotoso allegedly raped them and, assaulted them whilst they were congregants at his Jesus Dominion International Church. And that also the offences that were committed, Omotoso is not the type of man that would actually do that. And then looking at his co-accused, Zukiswa Sito and the other co-accused, they're also saying that, these two women were in the forefront of the church. They could not have recruited young girls for Omotoso. The state saying that these young women actually recruited young girls in the Jesus Dominion International Church for Omotoso, all the way from the Eastern Cape, all the way to Durban, to his house in Mhlanga, where they were allegedly assaulted. And, some of the girls stemming as 13 years old that have been said to have been abused and raped by Omotoso. So it's the first day of the trial today, and I suppose we'll see, the state bringing those 49 witnesses to the stand, those 49 victims to the stand to testify in the trial, to testify that Omotoso allegedly lured them from the Jesus Dominion Church, where he is the pastor, and took them to Mhlanga, where they were assaulted.
So Jayed-Leigh, if this is true, what a betrayal of trust. He's a pastor, but you're saying generally congregants are there outside court in support of him.
Just covering this court case, it's been a year, like I said. We've seen the congregants come out full force. They've really thrown their weight behind Omotoso, and they've been at every single bail application. He hasn't been able to secure bail. He's tried twice, and he's been denied twice in the Port Elizabeth Magistrates Court. But we've seen a trend of the congregants coming out, chanting, singing songs, and saying that Omotoso is innocent, that these young women who have spoken out from the church are lying, that it's a spiritual attack against the man who they hail as a spiritual leader, who they have been calling daddy. And even in court today, when Omotoso entered the court, we saw those members of the gallery also standing up and, singing in court, calling him daddy. So they really have thrown their weight behind Omotoso, and they really believe that he is innocent. And then there are members of the general public that are also at outside court, and they were protesting against, gender violence, against abuse against women. We know that we're going in the month as well of 16 days of activism. So I suppose various women's organizations are also going to throw their weight behind the trial of Omotoso and his co-accused, and say enough is enough, that abuse against women and children, like I said, some of the victims were 13 years old, that this must simply stop. But I suppose this is the first day of the trial, and we'll see that unpack as we go further, and once those 49 victims take to the stand.
All right, thank you very much, Jayed-Leigh Paulse, following the Nigerian pastor Timothy Omotoso's trial that has now finally begun. Shante?